What you doing?
Put another coat of primer on the frame and bolting this back on.
Alright, they're drilled and this is the final time they're going on.
As far as we know. Moving the axle. See if it falls off right here.
Oh.
Oh, nice. Goes right up in armor. Back axle's going in, baby. Sure is a heavy one.
Hey, this is Darren with TJ, Building a Better TJ Part 4. Well, Harley's out there beating on his 06 Rubicon, and I'm in here adjusting these lower and upper rear control arms. Hey, what do you want? 3, 4.5 inch? What are you doing?
3 inch.
Okay, so he's been all over the board, and I'll tell you why. The Jeep that I own now, I got from him. We actually did some swapping. We dubbed it Vader. That we originally built it with a Rusty's long arm suspension, 3 inch left. But what do we have on it for tires?
2018 JL Rubicon BF Goodrich KO2s.
Yep. So we bought them off a fella that I think he'd only put like 500 miles on them. Put it on there. But what I will tell you, I think we nailed it right out of the park with that build. Of course, we being who we are, we can't leave well enough alone. But that Jeep rode so well and trailed so good. We had a lot of people that we trailed around that were totally impressed and surprised what we got through. If you're familiar with Uwharrie National Park here in North Carolina, Daniel, multiple times he put that Jeep, not rolled it over, but he put it sideways on the front side of Daniel because he'd go over different obstacles. He'd want to loop around as opposed to going all the way down to the bottom of the larger hill, turn around. He would do it mid-hill, and people were freaking out. But that thing was so grounded, we missed that now. And I think we're both trying to figure out how do we get that back. How do you have the larger tires and have the stability of what he had in that?
Yep. So doing metal cloaks.
Doing metal cloaks. Hopefully we can get some of that with the fenders there. We went with the straight arm version of the suspension. Let me see. This is actually an upper arm, so that wouldn't be. But your rear arm would be. Now, if you would have specified that you were doing this with a 5.5 inch, it would come bent. I will tell you, even if I was doing a 5.5 inch kit, I would specify straight arms. And the reason being, this is the way I see it, being out on the trails, watching these go over rocks. This basically, the long arms pretty much follow the angle of your drive shaft. And why not have these arms protecting your drive shaft? I mean, because these just slide right down a rock. They do zero damage to them. I mean, they scuff the bottom of them, but whereas the high ground clearance long arm kits, they leave your drive shaft and all that out there exposed. That's just our opinion on it. I don't want to put anybody else's kits down there because Rusty's offers that too. But we've chose to go with the straight arm. And plus there's another advantage. At least with Rusty's, they tell you you cannot go down to, originally I thought it was 4.5 inch was the cutoff. But they're saying you can't do it with, they're saying even 4.5 now. That they want you to go only with 5.5 inch with that high center. I thought it originally was 4.5, but with him going with straight, he can do anything. He can do a 3 inch, 4.5, 4.5, 5.5, whatever he wants, and just adjust these out for whatever. All right, so I think I got these adjusted. We've already rolled the axle in there. You want to throw these in?
Sure.
Okay.
These holes. Oh, actually, that's better that way. Alright, so what we got here is my exhaust on my 06 Rubicon. and it's a little aged. And what I'm gonna do is, well, I'm not doing that portion. I'm gonna unbolt it right there at that gasket and sand it down and make it look brand new again. Alright guys, so I started working on getting the exhaust flange out, and no success. I was using the WD-40 and I want to see if it works. I'm gonna throw another coat on and let it see if it works. Meanwhile, I'm moving on to the drive shaft, but let me show you the WD-40 right here. Alright, so this is the WD-40 Specialist Rust Release Pennant Spray versus our normal liquid wrench, which works really good. We'll see which one works out the best in the end, and we will tell you. We just took the exhaust out, and this has priority over the front drive shaft because this is going in over top of the rear axle, and I wanted to get the exhaust sanded and repainted before we got the rear axle back in place. So let me start sanding and painting this. Alright, so we normally use liquid wrench to get the bolts freed up, like on this exhaust here, and I used the WD-40 product to get it freed up on this one. Actually it didn't work, so we had to get the good old liquid wrench back out again, and the WD-40 product is actually flammable, so that's not going to work in our book. We stick with the liquid wrench. It always works, always, you know, tried and trusted for years. Everybody's been using it. With the flame, always works. Alright, so I'm sanding the exhaust, getting ready for paint, and going to be sanding the muffler here in a minute and wire wheeling it. And this thing's going to look brand new by the time I get done with it. In the next video, I'll be showing a little bit of footage of the drive shaft. It actually has quite a few pits in it, and I'm going to whip out the navel jelly and try to get that fixed. So that stuff always works every time. Love this stuff. Alright, so right here I'm wire wheeling this rib right here on the muffler, and I'm going to be starting to sand it and prep it for the navel jelly. The navel jelly, we normally let it set on there for, well, it depends on how thick a coat you're doing. If you're doing 4 to 6 coats of it for heavier rust, sometimes you need to let it set on there for a week, but if it's only 1 coat, it can be on there for a couple hours. And this stuff is hard on your hands, so don't let it get on there. And use a paintbrush to put it on thick. Some instances you may want to put it on a little lighter, but I'm going to get this thing brand new looking in the end. I'm going to show you guys how it looks, and I hope you think it looks good because I spent a little bit of time on it, but I think it came out pretty good. Alright, so you guys can see the drive shaft in the background there. You know, it's got a little bit of rust on it. It's not major rust, it's just surface rust. And I'm prepping it for navel jelly. I got half of it sanded, and I got to do the other half, and I'll show you guys sanding it. And I'll show you putting the navel jelly on it. I always like sanding the drive shafts on these. It's real fun. Hey guys, so tell me what you think of the exhaust. All done? Fighting with the acetone, trying to get everything cleaned up and rushing because we may have rain or something coming in. Let's take a look at it and tell me what you guys think. Yeah, it's got a dent in the bottom. So I'm going to be throwing another coat on it probably, and then we'll be throwing it in hopefully tomorrow. And that's just the end of it. May do the portion closer to the engine later on. It's got surface rust on it, as do most drive shafts. Alright, let me get to work on this drive shaft. It's going to look brand new when I get done with it. So right here I'm sanding and wire wheeling the front drive shaft, getting it ready to be sprayed. In the next video I will show you the finished product. So if you like this video, please like. If you want to comment, please say something in the comments, and please subscribe.